Greetings to all motor lovers. In this special episode of Power of Business, we will delve into the rich and fascinating history of Mercedes Benz, a brand that has left an indelible mark on the automotive world. From its modest beginnings until it becomes a symbol of elegance and technology, join us on this journey through decades of innovation and performance. Birth of the brand. The story began more than a century ago in Germany and translates the first chapter of vehicle motorization in the world. The protagonists Gottlieb Daimler and Carl Benz built the world's first motorized cars in parallel. The pioneering spirit of these men caused them to accumulate other achievements, such as the construction of the first bus, the first gasoline truck, and the first diesel truck in the world. In April 1900, Emil Jelinek and DMG signed a vehicle and engine distribution agreement. From the beginning, it was agreed to develop a new form of engine that should bear the name Daimler Mercedes. A few days later, Jelinek ordered 36 vehicles for the total price of 550,000 marks, which at current prices would correspond to 5.5 million marks. Not only for that time, it was a big request. After a few more weeks, he ordered 36 more vehicles, all with an 8GP engine. The first of the vehicles with the new engine, a 36GP racing car, was delivered in December 1900 to Jelinek. This first Mercedes, developed by Wilhelm Maybach, chief builder of DMG, caused a sensation at the beginning of the century. The vehicle's features, including its low support points, pressed steel frame, lightweight high-performance engine, and honeycomb radiator, represented a host of innovations that made it the first modern automobile. The nice week of March 1901, with Mercedes practically unbeatable in all requirements, helped Jelinek and Mercedes with exceptional publicity. In March 1901, the sister models 12/16 GP and 8/11 GP were launched. Jelinek's orders exceeded the production capacity of Daimler's factory in Cannstatt. The Star. The world-famous Mercedes Benz symbol had a prophetic beginning. Representing the triplicity of Daimler's activities, manufacturer of engines for use on land, sea, and air, the three-pointed star was adopted as a logo in 1909, after the death of Gottlieb Daimler. He was inspired by a figure he had drawn on a postcard, which he sent to his wife with the following comment, "One day, this star will shine in my work." Over the years, the symbol has undergone several changes. In 1923, the circle was added, and 3 years later, with the merger of the Daimler and Benz companies, the laurel wreath was included in the Benz logo. The final form was adopted in 1933 and has not changed since. It has been 14 years since, in 2009, Mercedes-Benz and the Renault-Nissan alliance reached an agreement to share engines. The 1st of February 2023, Mercedes stops using Renault diesel engines in its entry-level models, which are the Mercedes A-Class, the B-Class, and the CLA. All we need to do is open the hood of the car and locate the position of the oil cap. If it is in the rear, we have a Mercedes engine, and if it is in the front, we are facing a Renault engine. July 6th, 2023. Benz and Psy formed an association that resulted in the creation of Mercedes-Benz. Since then, the brand stood out for the high performance and luxury of its cars. Furthermore, the owners of both companies shared a passion for racing and already had sufficient experience in vehicles adapted to them, which led to the creation of its first competition model, the Mercedes-Benz SSK. The SSK model was designed by Ferdinand Porsche before becoming independent and creating his own car brand. The car had the capacity to reach 190 kilometers per h. With Rudolf Caracciola at the helm of the car, they achieved important victories such as the German Grand Prix becoming their most important record. Like the victory achieved in the 1936 Monaco Grand Prix in the rain. This feat of Mercedes-Benz in competition earned the SSK the nickname Regenmeister, or Lord of the Rain. The Mercedes-Benz Silver Arrows in competition, Silver Arrows or Silberpfeile, was the nickname given by the press to the Mercedes-Benz W125, which dominated the competitions between 1934 and 1939. This name is due to the characteristics of the model, given by its color and speed. Because at that time there were no sponsors, the vehicles were painted based on a color chart to represent the team's country of origin, with white being assigned to the German team. But it should be noted that these models participated only with their silver body. The silver color on Mercedes Benz appeared in 1934, when the weight limitation of 750 kilograms was introduced for one of the championships prior to F1. Precisely in one of these tests, the W125 model weighed 751 kilograms, which led the brand's sports director, Alfred Neubauer, and the driver, Manfred von Brauchitsch, to scrape off the white paint to reduce the weight of the vehicle. The next day, the car had a completely silver appearance, given by the aluminum of its body. Best of all, he passed the checks and won the test. From that moment on, the nickname Silver Arrows was used to refer to Mercedes-Benz competition models. Other pilots who participated with this model were Luigi Fagioli and the aforementioned Rudolf Caracciola. The post-war period and the dominance of Mercedes-Benz. Once the Second World War ended, automobile competitions were reactivated again. One of the most important events was the creation of the first F1 World Championship in 1950. Only for that opportunity, Mercedes would not participate. Mercedes's list of successes would begin 4 years later when the Argentine driver Juan Manuel Fangio, driving a W196, won the 1954 F1 World Championship and retained the title the following year. In parallel, other Mercedes-Benz models would also participate in other races and rallies with greater demands and dangers at an international level. For example, in the Mille Miglia or the Tara Florio, where the MB300 SLR model would become the rival to beat. After the tragic event that occurred at the 1955 24 Hours of Le Mans, the German brand returned in the 80s with the 500 SL model. With this, he participated in multiple rallies, but without achieving notable victories. Mercedes-Benz then decided to participate in the German Touring Championship, in which it achieved multiple victories using the MB190E model. By the 90s, the Mercedes-Benz company would begin a project that gave rise to the CLK GTR. Thanks to it, it would stand out again in the field of competition vehicle prototypes. Big return to F1. For 2010, in association with AMG, Mercedes returns to F1, accompanied by drivers Ross Brawn and Michael Schumacher. Just 2 years later, they obtained their first victory in a Grand Prix. In 2014, driving a Mercedes F1 W05 hybrid, Lewis Hamilton would boost the German firm again, after being crowned world champion. Since that time, he has won 7 consecutive Constructors' Championships. In addition, it is the third team with the most Drivers' Championships, 9, including Fangio's 2, 1954 and 1955,